Full Auto is the most destructive racing game ever. Full Auto is the hybridization between racing and combat. It's a racing combat game, and it's something that you probably haven't seen before. It's not a kart racer, it's not a vehicular combat game, it's not a straight up action racing game. It's kind of a hybridization of all those elements together, kind of brought together in the mix through universal destruction. You can interact and basically destroy anything in the environment, so it makes for dynamic racetracks, it makes for really amazing combat, and it makes for high-speed thrills, crashing through buildings, jumping over buildings, you name it. You probably saw the crash demos at last year's E3 and GDC that Pseudo Interactive did for the XNA initiative on Microsoft's side. Those tech demos basically paved the way for what Full Auto is today. Massive destruction on vehicles. We just took that type of technology and applied it to everything in the game environment. So that's really where Full Auto got its start. Well, it's a racing game first, right? We wanted something very familiar to gamers, something that on Next Generation you can really just go in and know what you're going to get. Of course, we're going to exceed expectations in a number of ways by delivering more than just racing. But when we say racing combat, at its core, you need to place first in these racetracks. So the primary mode involves circuits, point-to-points, straightaways, things like that, and it's all about, you know, basically fighting your way and surviving the experience to come in first place. All the while taking out as many enemies as you can, causing as much destruction, doing as many stunts, etc. You really want to make highlights of your experience, and those are pulled out of the game, and you get to see those, promote them online, etc. They become a part of your identity within the world of Full Auto. In addition to the racing mode, we have an arena mode, which focuses strictly on combat and environmental destruction. That's huge. It's 4-player split screen. It's 8-player online. We're full, you know, live enabled. Here we go. We're going to bring something that's not just racing, but with that shooting combat element that's going to get people playing, get people really talking smack, and coming back for more. Xbox 360. Isn't it nice that we can finally say that? Xbox 360. Obviously, better graphics. That's the easy thing. Sure, everybody's going to improve their graphics. The GPU is incredibly powerful. Great. For us, that's not enough. We look at everything. We want adaptive music. We want fully physicalized environments. We want really amazing AI. And everybody talks about these things. They've talked about advanced AI. They've talked about physics. They've talked about these things. But I don't think people have delivered anything of the scope that we're going to blow out. And that's really what Next Generation is all about. I think exceeding expectations and delivering something that people haven't seen. And when we talk about interactivity, pseudo interactive is kind of a misnomer for the type of experience we're trying to deliver. There's nothing pseudo about it. It's fully interactive. Everything in the environment can be destroyed, can be pushed, moved, driven through, etc. And that's what's going to, I think, blow people away, is just the immensity of that interaction. It's high def, right? Microsoft's whole remix generation and high def and all these things that they're touting, you can finally see in the software. And I think at E3, and we're happy to expose it. We're running 720p. We're running right now 30 frames per second. You know, it's going to be silky smooth. We're going to have 60 frames locked when this game launches, and it's going to be like liquid candy for your eyes because we're already there. We're really, you know, on the verge of showing a type of entertainment and the type of visuals and action. You know, you're talking animation, effects, lighting, you know, the normal mapping, all these technical terms, but at the end of the day, it just looks hot. Well, you'll see Full Auto on Xbox 360 sometime within the launch window. So we're waiting for further approval. We're waiting for a lot of feedback. We're anxious, and it's really going to define a lot in terms of our strategy. But we're looking good, and we're developing at a clip, and I can't wait to bring this thing to the world.